Sierra Game Scott here. Roger Wilk on the Time Rippers. Continuing along in the next thrilling edition. This is actually going faster than I thought. I think we're only up to parts 11 or 12, maybe. I'll probably get this done within 20, which is shocking for one of the newer games. But anyway, let's just continue on. We're not done yet, certainly. Last time we left off, we were one of those monochrome boys, didn't like us. Even though they're kind of in a VGA color, aren't they? They're not EGA guys, at least. They're monochrome, I guess. Oh, well, nobody's come whizzing by this time. Well, maybe we'll catch them on the way out. Alright, well, that was easier than last time. The bar. So we're back in here. As you can recall, these are the Blues Brothers that you'd seen two guys singing. There was some other things that could show up here, too. I think there's like aliens playing in a band or something. You don't have time to talk right now. You speak to the bartender. He looks up at you and says, "Hey, aren't you the guy who broke my slot machine? You owe me some money." You explain that you're really very busy. You must be going. Yeah, and you played the first one. Also, you need to play a slot machine that was over here at one point. And when you do that, you can win enough money to buy the droid. I think you have to cheat on it, too. You pick up the book of matches. If you lose in that thing, I think it actually kills you as well. Alright, so let's save. Save early and often, I guess, is the rule for these games. Alright, so that's pretty much Space Quest 1 for the most part. Hopefully we can get out of here. Also, you know, if you know the code beforehand, I don't think it changes per game, I'm not sure. Oh, shoot. Alright, so last minute, we gotta jump out of the way, and there you go. Alright. I got the point for that. Boy, that was close. Alright, so those guys are now swarming the planet and trying to kill you. So, good idea to get out of here. We don't need anything else more in Space Quest 1. That's why I wanted to show you everything beforehand. Alright, also, I think, like I said, the code doesn't necessarily change for Space Quest depending on the game. So, you can actually come here before you go to Space Quest 10. If you do, it doesn't really serve any real purpose, first of all. And second of all, the Time Rippers, or the Valhall's thugs, will come after you and can kill you here. So, if you want to experiment with that, if you have the game, feel free. But no real purpose to it, and does make it a little more of a challenge. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, like I told you last time, you need those codes from earlier. We're actually not going to go back to Space Quest 10 now. We're going to go back to the future, literally. And that is Space Quest 12. And like I said, you actually never go back to quote-unquote Space Quest 4. Where's this little fella? And this is what I wrote down at the very beginning in the first Time Ripper. And so if you play the game, make sure you do that, or when you get to this part, you will be stuck. And no pseudo hint guide will be able to save you that way. Alright, so the powerful, you get the deal. Hyperbole, and we're off. And finally, there we go. Yes, it worked, fortunately. Otherwise, I would be very upset, because I would have to go back and play this all over again to finish up our thrilling adventure. Alright, so we were back here. So I guess we have the original Time Ripper, or we took that guy's spot at least. Alright, so we're back here, but we have to be very careful, don't we? Because this place is, of course, teeming with Valhall's thugs. It's kind of funny that Valhall says that we're going to come back because he has our son, but we don't know he has our son. They never tells us that. The only reason we know is from the cutscene, which supposedly Roger cannot see. So why on earth that's supposed to do anything or incline us to come back here? I don't know. But you aren't able to do anything with that now. That is an adventure game. Alright. So, if you recall, we couldn't really go to the right the last time. Well, now we can. And the thing that stopped you from really doing anything here last time was that there was a guard right around here, but that guard is gone. So let's take advantage of his absence. Try as you might, none of the code you punch in seem to have any effect on the door. Yes, you cannot break this code. And I'm sure it's one of those things where you would think, oh boy, how do I break the code? What do I have to do? Do I have to play around with something else, the hint book or something? No, you have to use this jar of slime that we got at the very beginning. And you have to know to get that jar in the first room, and then use it on the slime, take the slime, and then not use it until now. Which is why this game, once again, is a very, very difficult game if you do not know what you're doing. Well, I didn't think there's much left for the lock now. So yes, the slime is some sort of acid, which just burns through it. I don't know why it doesn't burn for the jar, but hey. This is a great game, but a very, very difficult game if you if you don't have any real direction. I don't know how I did the first time. If somebody told me some of the puzzles, or told my dad, or I remember taking a very long time to complete it. Alright. So you have to use this keypad here. Oops. I don't know what that's supposed to do. Alright. Well, what you are supposed to do now, at least, there is one thing we can do. I'm not sure about that keypad. Hopefully it doesn't create too much of a barrier. You slide the conveniently pre-moistened stogie between your lips, apply fire via a match, and proceed to nearly hack up a lung. So, anti-smoking message in Space Quest. And you want to use this cigar, because the smoke, that's quite a blow, will show you, you cast the old stogie to the ground, will show you where the lasers are. If you try to walk through these lasers, I didn't show you it. Not really all that purposeful. You get fried. And I guess somehow you're supposed to use this. And that might be a little bit more tricky. This may be something I'll have to do between videos. Okay, so you pretty much have to line these things up, and that's interesting. You want them, I wonder if you just use the middle row. Pretty much you have to line them up so Roger can walk through them without dying. Shoot, I didn't want to do that. And if this might be a lot of trial and error, there's nothing that really tells me, at least. It might be different for each game. But essentially you're to get the things to move somehow. And, boy. Well, it is moving that somehow. I don't know what the story is, why these guys won't move. The second and the third ones can't move. Alright, well, let me just punch in this code, and then I'll do the rest offline, because there's no need to play, let's watch Scott play, Guess the Numbers. Okay, so as you can see, that did not line things up properly, but you get the idea. You have to push, I think it's pretty random. If I can find I'll try to see if I can find a walkthrough for my purposes to expedite things, but we won't do this online. You know what's going on. With that, until next time, this is Sierra Game Scott. We're playing Space Quest 4 in Space Quest 12 Valhall's Revenge 2, and we'll be back next time to see what happens when we get through this annoying maze. Until then, take care.